Also, right now, what the hell? That's a mood shift of music. In a completely unrelated turn into any of those feelings, I'm simply wishing that the moon were just a wee bit brighter. I collapsed violently to the ground. I tried getting up to my feet, only to get my hand stuck on a piece of bramble. Then after clattering around again, I roll down the hill and my head dips into the ravine water. As soon as the flashlight I had been carrying plops right into the drink, I make a set of bzz, 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 right before the light goes out! Man. And it said it's waterproof too. I picked it up and put on my glasses that have dropped to the side. Bathing that water and getting my hazy brain back on track, I resumed my trek up the mountain. Resumed my trek up, relying only on the light of the moon as the clouds occasionally obscure its rays. I should have brought a trekking pole with me. Even a cheap one would have done. I runs through my mind once 3 of the wooden sticks I've been using as a makeshift trekking poles breaks up 8. Oh. I see the waterfall. I see the waterfall where Ian rescued me. I traveled first over the corpses of my fallen allies to make it all the way here. Have I? Not that I have any fallen allies, but you get my point. The waterfall, illuminated by the moonlight, looks oddly beautiful. Then, the person I've come all this way to meet.
あら？なぜゾンビがここに？
Oh my, why is there a zombie here?
As soon as I meet them, they treat me like a virus-infected corpse and sit down. I still have 1 life left to live!
あら、もともと命はいくつあったんですの？
9, I'm a cat. Meow. Meow. Oh, that was weird.
Oh my, how many lives did you have originally?
12!
まあ、それじゃヘラクレスじゃないですの。
I was just gonna say.
Oh dear, you're a regular Hercules by that standard.
That's right. I am Hercules! Or Heracles, or whatever, you know. I affirm in a cool manner.
確か、ヘラクレスは男色でしたわよね。
No? No. He had like 3 wives. Oh.
If not mistaken, Hercules was gay, was he not?
Silence! Get inside! We need to talk!
こんな遅くに狭い部屋に2人っきりだなんて怖いですわ。
Being all by ourselves in a small room so late at night, that would be quite scary.
I'm getting scared of you, Bob!
ところで、なぜタメ口なんです？
By the way, might I ask why you are speaking to me in such a familiar tone?
I'm sorry. So we have a nice chat inside then.
よろしい。
Very well.
Did he ever boink dudes? No, I'm curious. Oh. Who's Zeus's gay lover? What? That's not who, but sure. Ganymede. I've heard that name before. Many Roman emperors, but that's Rome. That's different. It says he might have with his nephew, which... Honestly, that's more disturbing than him being gay. That's just gross. Ew. No. No, my hero who I idolize. Ew, incest. More than one, actually, because ancient Greece didn't have an issue with so long as you fulfilled any social requirements to marry and have kids at some point. Well, yeah, that's fine. And yeah, there were many cases of Greeks. Because it's... What's manlier than 2 men? Iolaus, who helped him defeat the Hydra, the tomb was actually a place of worship for many other men. Okay. Okay. Okay, so it sounds like at the very least he's had romantic interests in the male counterparts. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I just don't remember that. But yeah, I guess I don't update. Sure. The issue I have is it being his nephew. That's just weird. As the Japanese say, incest is incest. There's something. Moving on, the fact that they're climbing this now untamed mountainside in the middle of the night without any equipment is downright extraordinary. That being said, I don't have the confidence I need to quip about that to them right now. The inside of the shrine is a shrine in interior alone, with it being extremely hard to describe anything else as being part of a shrine. This old Saru most definitely lets you know about its owner's tastes. They pour me some water, so I take a drink of it to start off. Ah, by the way, hurry man, oh man.
お体が学期末の大掃除の後の雑巾と大差ない状態に見えますけど、治療いたしましょうか。隅々まで。
Okay then. You seem to be no better condition than a dust cloth after the last school cleanup of the year, so would you like me to treat you? I can be very thorough.
No, let's just talk for now.
お話の途中に死んだら、後処理は私ですか？
And if you die halfway through, I'll have to handle disposing of you afterwards.
I won't be dying.
まあ、死んだらすぐに葬儀はしてあげますわ。
Oh well, if you should die, I will give you a proper burial and service.
Yes, much obliged.
葬儀代は前払い。
I'll take the funeral fees up front.
Please stop kidding around.
あら、残念。
Oh my, what a pity.
Never heard of having to paying up front right before you die.
特別に割引してあげてもいいですわよ。
I can make an exception and give you a discount, if you like.
I slam my right hand on the desk. I don't have room to do that with my right hand. My mic's on the desk next to my chair, and if I smack my hand on my chair, my laptop will probably fall. Ah! Slap the left hand on the left cushion. Ah! There, multiple times. I don't know if you heard that.
Oh dear.
I didn't come here to hear jokes.
あら、男らしい。
Oh my, how manly.
Rinson drinks their water as if sipping and savoring a cup of tea. They then let their priestess garb flutter as they kneel and sit upright.
どうぞ、お話しください。
Please go ahead.
What came across as odd to me first was when none of the villagers knew who Ion was. Maybe redundant in mentioning this yet again, but Ion and I are childhood friends. We've spent all our childhoods with one another in this village. Villagers are supposed to remember us as a set. Top of that, since our generation is a result of a birth rate decline in farming village, the only children even in this village were me and Ion. Of course, that alone isn't that terribly strange. However, the fact that the villagers remember me, the person who's back to the village after being away from it for 10 years, but they've completely forgotten Ion, the person who was by my side, seems impossible, doesn't it? No matter how much the structure of her lower body has adapted itself for life underwater, it would be fine if they simply blanked on her face or her name, but the villagers have totally forgotten about there even being another half to the set, and that there were actually two rambunctious kids who would run around the village back in the day. Still, memories can be a fickle thing. Let's just assume that this small-scale matter is possible. However, that brings us to the existence of mermaids. These villagers see a mermaid walking around town and don't think it's strange in the least. I can't really say anything since she had been living in the mountains, but there's Pataku who you can summon just by having sweets. The existence of mermaids in this village is not odd at all. In that case, why is it that I've never once heard about this being a fact, even though I spent my childhood in this village? There's a legend around these parts that goes like this. This is the setup that you would often tell kids. It wouldn't be hard at all to have stories around warning you of things like staying away from the pond because a bad mermaid will grab your leg if you get close to it. Yet, I have no recollection of ever being told that by my parents nor my grandfather. In fact, not even by the very villagers who consider a mermaid's presence completely commonplace. This village has a fair share of people leaving for the city, so it's pretty empty. Even if they never leave the countryside, it's simply impossible that word about the existence of mermaids hasn't spread far and wide. Mermaids living in the village like there's nothing out of the ordinary. The villagers don't find that odd at all. On top of that, those very villagers don't have a profile of the mermaid herself. They don't think that a mermaid existing is strange, yet they haven't been able to distinguish between individual mermaids at all. Basically, when they see a mermaid, they only recognize her enough to say, "That's a mermaid!" Not even a single one of them would respond by saying something like, "Oh, you're that mermaid from the reservoir." Especially in Ion's case. Here we have a village turning into a mermaid. Villager, whoops. And they only recognize her as a mermaid, not as Ion. I can't believe that the villagers don't realize that, but were able to infer that the youngster that had been strolling around town was the son of the Kawagoe household, simply based on that fact alone? In the end, all the people who have left the village like my parents and I did, none of them even remember the fact that mermaids exist. Of course, there are a multitude of hypotheses that could explain these factors. Drawing a conclusion about everything based solely off of the facts that I have observed is the wrong way to approach things. I have no way of giving an accurate explanation. If I'd given it this much thought to begin with, I probably would have been out here in the dead of night climbing a mountain. Even so, both mermaids that I've run across in this village have a single, extremely malignant common point between them.
ペタコもね、全部なくなっちゃう前は怖かったけど、今は平気。お姉ちゃんも頑張ってね。
Pitako was pretty scared before they lost everything, but it's fine now. Hope you hang in there too, Oni-chan.
わかんない。何も覚えてない。初めはすっごく怖かったけど、今はなんともない。
I don't know, I don't remember anything. I was really scared at first, but now I'm not at all.
Pitako can't remember anything. Pitako's forgotten everything. Then there's...
私、何歳？
How old am I?
ヒロト、私。
I'm...
One by one, Ion is forgetting things about herself. Once I sync up the information I've got so far, I'm able to form a hypothesis to explain everything. Mermaids forget things about themselves, and all other people lose their memories about mermaids, the degree of which differs depending on the person, but I assume that once you leave the village, you completely forget about anything that deals with mermaids. In the end, mermaids are entities that don't exist, yet do at the same time. Like a fairy tale. Like a fairy. The villagers, they simply occasionally come into contact with mermaids and don't find them being around odd at all, which would mean that they can't commit anything about individual mermaids into their memories at all. It's like a flower in bloom at the side of the road. You neither pay it any mind nor try to commit it to memory, simply having your brain identify it as a flower and pass right by it. You'd only identify it without batting an eyelash at the idea of a flower in bloom. This is a hypothesis I formed, and it's truly terrifying. Also, I've come all the way here in the middle of the night in order to verify it. Rin-san hears my story, takes another sip of water, and places the cup on the desk.
そうですか。
Is that so?
Is that so?
ええ、とても興味深いお話でした。褒めてあげましょうか。
Whoops, almost jumped the gun.
Yes, it's quite the interesting story. Perhaps I should give you some praise.
Am I wrong? Am I right?
なぜ私に答えを求めるのです？
Why are you asking me for an answer?
Listen. Answer whether I'm wrong or right.
私が答えを知っていると思う根拠でもあるのです。
Do you have any basis for thinking that I would know the answer?
Ah, there it is. I think I can hear something snapping inside of me. You remember everything, don't you? The only ones who remember Ion among the people I've met in this village are me and you, and I just got back to these parts. Plus, you said that you took care of the mermaids, right? That would be impossible if you weren't able to distinguish them and remember that they exist. Whoa. I never knew my voice could get this loud. Rin-san takes yet another sip of water, realizing that the cup has gone empty, and puts the cup down. Then... They breathe a sigh.
がっかりね。そんなことだろうと思った。
How disappointing. I thought that's what you'd say.
Huh?
お前は知りすぎた。死ね!
You know too much. Now die!
Rin-san raises their fist. I raise my arms to fend it off.
面白くないですか？
Does it not amuse you?
Not a bit. Rin-san stands up and starts rooting through the pile of books that are stacked in the unlit hallway. Right, I bet this is the moment where some ancient historical manuscript that explains everything makes its debut, and it helps explain the legend passed down in this village. I'm certain that they're going to bust out a discolored book that looks like it should be featured on Antique Roadshow. Rooting around for a bit.
さあ、
Here,
読んでみてくださいな。
please read this.
Rin-san throws a single book at me. To me. Catch it and look at the cover. Sonku X Son Han Dojinshi Daddy's Piping Hot Power Pole.
違う、それじゃない。
Power pole like Goku's and Sun Wukong's, the pole that extends infinitely. Okay, okay.
No, no, not that!
Priestesses of this country are all run to a car! Rin-san starts ruining the pile of books once again. The books piled on one side crumble down like the palace of Knossos. At least clean your room, for crying out loud.
どうしましょう。なくしてしまったみたい。
What do I do? It looks like I've lost it.
前に別の場所に置いただろう。
You put it somewhere else last time, dummy!
そうだ、そうでした。忘れていましたわ。
You're a mermaid too, you forget things. I don't know.
Oh, right, why yes, I've forgotten.
What is this, a one-man show?
さあ、これです。読んでみてください。
Here, this is it. Please read this.
Hold on, pause a second.